Zoe from New York, who also has a personal. I'm sorry, I thought they were saying near-death experience. Actually, a personal experience with a ghost.
Not that
exciting. Is that right? Okay, what's going on?
Sorry, but sorry. I don't have any exciting exorcisms that happened to me, but
that's okay. I haven't either.
Right.
So we can relate.
Yeah. So this was maybe about 4 or 5 years ago when I was in high school. I went to Letchworth Village, which is an old abandoned mental asylum near me.
Nice.
Yeah.
I was there with my mom and my girlfriend at the time, and we were walking around. We saw this lady in this brown, I don't know if you know what velour is, the material.
A velour? I'm not sure.
I'm not familiar.
Yeah.
It's kind of like velvet, but they don't really use it anymore because it's just gone out of style. And my mom was
sounds fancy.
Who recognized it? Yeah, it was from it was big in like the 80s.
Okay. Okay. We're both like Zillennials. I think Dallas, do you identify as Gen Z or Zillennial?
I'm right there on that line. I think I identify more with Gen Z though.
Okay. So you're like a year younger than me, so there we go. But anyway, that doesn't matter. Go ahead and tell your story.
Yeah, so we saw this lady, we didn't really see her. So like we were in this little stretch where there was like a road in the middle and then 2 buildings on either side. And we came around the corner and we didn't see her first. And then we were looking at this tree had this funky looking like growth thing on it. And then we looked towards the road and we saw this lady walking by with like this really stringy hair and like this brown jumpsuit on, walking around. She didn't really look at us. And it was fall, so there were leaves on the ground, so we weren't exactly being quiet.
Right.
But she didn't really acknowledge us. And then we went to go look at some of the other buildings. And then when we turned around, she wasn't there. And there wasn't really anywhere for her to go, if that makes sense.
Was this on... This was outside of a mental institute, you said?
It was... it's abandoned. It got shut down in like 80 something.
Can I ask?
You said y'all weren't inside it though. Y'all were walking around outside of it.
Why were you at a mental institution, abandoned mental institution at night?
Yeah, that's kind of what I was.
Oh, it was during the day, but
okay.
Y'all were just exploring it.
I was doing a photography project for my art major, and
gotcha.
We had to do a human rights thing, but.
Okay. I would question why you would be there, and I don't believe in ghosts, and I wouldn't go to an abandoned mental institution at night unless I had like a camera crew with me, and we were just gonna film how ghosts aren't a thing. But no. I don't know. That's interesting though.
Did y'all believe in ghosts when y'all saw this? Like beforehand, did y'all already believe in ghosts?
I don't. I think my mom does. I don't know about the other person with us because I don't talk to her anymore.
But y'all all saw this woman.
Yeah, we all 3 of us saw her.
That adds some validity to there being something there for sure. Like, I mean, there's definitely somebody.
Yeah, 3 people telling the story is better than 1. You know, my question is, how do you know that there wasn't a person there? And that they could have had some sort of trap door, or, you know, maybe they just got away quickly enough. I mean, are we absolutely sure that that's not a possibility? Because I don't doubt that maybe you could have saw a person there, but I do question the idea of, was there really no way for them to escape? Because sometimes we're not the best judge of time as how people are moving and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And if it was somebody who lived in that abandoned building, they probably knew every little in and out around there that, you know, probably somebody walking by wouldn't be aware of. You know, they were probably scared when they saw y'all, and, you know, they just yeeted out of there.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it is possibly that it is a homeless person, but the one thing that does kind of weird me out about that idea is how like new the like tracksuit looked. Like it looked new, clean, but it was like a material from the 80s that nobody uses anymore.
I think, honestly, wouldn't that kind of lend credence to the idea that it was someone who might have been struggling with homelessness? Because, I mean, people who have those struggles do tend to have donated clothes and stuff, and that wouldn't surprise me that they had clothes from a couple decades ago.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
I can try and describe. It's kind of hard to describe the area. So, like, there are 2 buildings on either side of the road, and the road stretched out between them.
Okay.
And then behind we were on the right side of the road. I mean, I guess it would be relevant on which way, but to the left side, behind the buildings, there was a little like paved area, and then behind that was a steep hill. That was all wooded and hard to get to. And then we just kind of like turned around, and then when we didn't see her, and if she went behind those buildings, the only other way she could go would be to go back around to the front. But I'm still in the territory of I don't know with ghosts, probably not, but just because weird experiences I've had and my mom has had.
Yeah, I think, if you're at a place like that, I imagine you're already kind of a little bit on edge, even in the daytime, because abandoned mental health institutions are creepy, straight up. That's just how they are. And so, there might be a perceived heightened sense of danger there. And I wouldn't be surprised if you did see somebody and that kind of, I don't know, freaked you out in a way that didn't logically, you couldn't compute where they went. I mean, I guess it's not that it couldn't possibly be a ghost, but like, just based on what you're telling me, it just kind of sounds like that's the best explanation. I mean, without knowing, again, the mechanics of how do ghosts work? How is that a thing? How do some people become ghosts and not others? Like, that's what I would have to be left to believe unless I saw evidence otherwise. I mean, what do you think, Dallas?
Yeah, I would want to see that road and that area, because I think the key would be there. I think there's some sort of little, I don't know, some manhole in the road or something that, you just didn't know was there. That's what seems likely to me. Like, I definitely, from the details you've given, I definitely believe y'all saw somebody.
Yeah.
And it also seems very likely, you're at an abandoned mental institute. Those are large buildings. There are a lot of homeless people that live in those.
Yes.
Sounds like it all adds up.
Lots of places to hide.
Yeah, wearing old clothes. Well, that makes sense too. It's a homeless person living there. And if they live there or stay there a lot, they probably know ways to escape that, you're not going to be aware of. It's just what I'm assessing from it right now.
Yeah.
Maybe it was a ghost, but it doesn't seem very unlikely that it was just a homeless person that yeeted before you could see him.
Yeah. Yeeted before you could see him. Well, Zoe, that's about all the time we got for this call. I hope you were able to.
Yeah, and I am possibly going back there tomorrow, actually.
Oh.
Or next
week.
Are you going to be taking a camera?
Maybe. Yeah. I had a camera last time, but I just, at first, it didn't occur to us, like, that it was, like, anything weird until, like, after she was gone.
Yeah.
So, like,
if you have a GoPro or access to a GoPro, you should strap one of those on.
Yeah. There's a YouTuber called Dan Bell, which I really like. And what he does, he kind of does a couple things. He goes to like abandoned malls and stuff, but he'll also go to abandoned hotels and sometimes mental institutions and stuff. And they are freaky, like super freaky. And one time there's a video he has where like, I think a drug dealer or something came in the building and he locked himself in a room while he heard people talking because he found the bag of drugs that they were looking for. Really scary stuff, but yeah, that's what I agree. I agree with Dallas here. Get a GoPro so you see everything that's going on, and that way, if you see something like that again, we'll get a first-person perspective from that. Hopefully, we were able to help. I don't know if we were, but sounds like we at least came on some sort of foundation there.